This session begins now.
I say hello to the champ.
You're watching USANA Athletes Center with Dan Macuga, Chief Communications and Marketing Officer, and special guest host, Yura Min, South Korea ice dancing champion and Olympian.
I say hello to the champ. I say hello to the champ, yeah.
Hello, USANA, and welcome to our USANA Athletes Center. We've got an Olympic-level show in store for you today. If you're like me, you've been watching the back-to-back Summer and Winter Olympic Games and marveling as premier athletes perform extraordinary feats. Many of our own USANA athletes competed in those games, and today we're going to share their achievements with you. To help me break down the action and talk about how USANA is shaping the future of competitive sports, both on the global level and in your backyard, I want to bring out one of my favorite Olympians, Yura Min. Yura is a Korean ice dancer who competed in Pyeongchang in 2018. In 2020, she won Korea's national championship. She is an incredible skater, dancer, she makes a great shake, and an overall athlete. Yura is a powerful performer and a joy to watch. Plus, if you think gliding across the ice at top speed backwards in sync with both the music and her partner comes naturally, you don't know what makes Yura Min one of the best in the world. Please welcome Yura Min.
So say hello to the champ, yeah. I say
Hi, Dan.
How are you?
Hi, USANA family. It's really great to be here with all of you for the 2022 Asia Pacific Convention.
By the way, thanks for shaking things up with us this morning with the Wake and Shake session. But now, let's talk Olympics.
Although I could go for one of those mango matcha smoothies again.
Yeah, it was pretty good, and you did an amazing job. But let's have a seat, please. Let's sit down. I'm sure you were at home, like the rest of us, cheering on our USANA athletes as they competed at the Olympics. However, you have a very unique perspective because you have been in their shoes, or should I say, skates. For we, the mere mortals, tell us what it's like to train for the Olympics and actually make the team.
Well, we're not superhumans, but we do try to be. Being able to finally compete on an Olympic stage is really just a dream come true. I had the privilege of competing in front of a home crowd, which is also a rare occasion. It almost felt like I was performing for my family rather than complete strangers.
Well, I can't even imagine the fortitude and champion mindset you have to get through what you experienced at the 2018 Winter Games. What was that like?
I was having so much fun until my wardrobe malfunctioned. Oh my gosh, literally, I competed in a dozen competitions that season, and with that dress in particular. And of course, it happens during the Olympics. But, I made the best out of the situation.
Yes, I'm not going to say I saw it, but I watched the Olympics, and you did an amazing job. But because of that, I know you just missed that podium in 2018. But you won Korea's national championship in 2020. I mean, I got a gold star once in class in kindergarten because I could describe something, but could you describe the feeling you felt when you got that top spot on the world stage?
The national championships in Korea is my favorite competition ever. The fans are always so supportive, and my extended family also gets to be there and experience it with me, which definitely makes it more of a special moment.
It's way better when family's there, for sure. Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem fair that I'm the only one who gets to ask you questions today, because I've gotten to ask you questions while we've been waiting. But how about if we open up questions to our USANA family? Can we do that?
Absolutely. That'd be awesome.
So terrific. USANA, this is your chance to ask Yura your questions in the live chat feature below. We'll get to as many of them as we can in a few minutes. Like you, I love watching the sports, getting into the action, and following my favorite teams. And USANA has a team like anyone else in the world. Take this year's Olympics, and you'll see how well represented USANA was in Beijing. 146 athletes from 6 different countries, Canada, Germany, Italy, Mexico, South Korea, and the United States competed in a dozen different events. And USANA came up with 8 gold, 8 silver, and 5 bronze medals. In fact, if USANA were a country, our sponsored athletes and partners would have tied for 4th in the most gold medals and 5th overall.
That is incredible, Dan. I'm also thrilled with how well my fellow USANA athletes did at the Summer Games in Tokyo in 2021. 265 USANA-sponsored Olympic athletes and 9 Paralympians competed in Japan for a grand total of 274.
Not only impressive, that was the largest contingency of USANA athletes ever to participate in the Summer Games, or in any games for that matter. Now, once again, if USANA was a country, we would have placed second in the overall medal count between the United States and China. USANA-sponsored athletes won a record 100, it's 2 zeros, 100 medals, 44 gold, 35 silver, and 21 bronze, representing 11 countries in 22 sports. USANA's athletes also set 25 Olympic records and 4 world records. Now let's recap the action from Beijing with our USANA athletes. One of the highlights of these games was Korea's short track star, Hwang Dae-yeon. Dae-yeon was incredible. Not only did he earn a silver medal in the men's 5,000, his team also took home the gold in the 1,500-meter relay. I know it's different than ice dancing. Not much, but a little bit. But how competitive is short track on ice?
Well, unlike figure skating, short track is pure athleticism. Where they lack in shimmer and sparkle, they make up in being literal superhumans. The difference in medals for them come down to actual milliseconds.
Well, and that's very true. Korean snowboarder and 2018 silver medalist Song-ho Lee finished 5th in the men's parallel giant slalom event.
Sang-ho won a silver medal back in 2018. He's the first and only Korean snowboarder to win an Olympic medal. In addition, he has 22 top 10 World Cup finishes, with 6 on the podium.
It's hard when everybody's won so many.
I know, you lose track.
USA Luge's 2018 silver medalist Chris Masder finished 8th in his 4th and final Olympic run, as well as American free skier and 2014 silver medalist Devin Logan, who competed in her 3rd and final Olympic run, finishing 13th in the halfpipe event. We wish these 2 incredible athletes and friends of USANA the best in their next chapters in life. Now, we had another USANA athlete break a boundary with Donovan Carrillo.
That's right, Dan. Donovan didn't podium, but his journey was spectacular. He became the first Mexican figure skater to qualify for the Winter Games in 30 years, and he finished 22nd overall, the highest in Mexican history. Donovan is literally paving the way for fellow Mexican athletes. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw figure skaters a decade from now say they started their Olympic journey just after watching Donovan compete at the Games.
It was really cool, and he had a blast doing it. So, you know, it's a lot like when you look at these USANA businesses. It doesn't matter where you start. You have to train hard, keep pushing, doing as best you can, and reach your goals, right? They set goals. So that's one of the things I see as really key.
Absolutely. Take it from me, just getting to the Olympics can be life-changing. It's a culmination of lifetime work. You have to put in the time, love what you're doing, and keep getting after it every single day.
Well, one last highlight we've got to share is American free skier Alex Ferreira took home a bronze in the men's halfpipe. That's his 2nd consecutive podium appearance, and you've seen him at a lot of USANA events, so it's fun to see them up there on that podium.
Oh my gosh, first of all, I have to say, such a cool guy. And also a great performance. You're a skier, Dan. How do you think you do on the halfpipe?
Well, the halfpipe might be lucky. It might be tough. I think I'd be lucky to make it up the ski lift over the halfpipe without chickening out. But let's switch gears a little to the Summer Games. Recently, USANA announced that we are now the official multivitamin of USA Swimming. So how'd the team do in Tokyo?
I think the word you're looking for, Dan, is epically.
I think that fits quite well. USANA Swimming and USA Swimming had 30 podium appearances. The team set 5 Olympic records and 2 world records.
Alison Pinu from France took home the gold in handball, and Mexico's men's national football team won bronze.
Plus, it just keeps going. USA Wrestling locked in 9 medals, the most won in a single game since 1984. Way to go. USANA has supported and partnered with some of the most decorated athletes and teams for more than 2 decades, providing our high-quality nutritional products to more professional and elite athletes than any other nutritional supplements company in the world. And we have expanded our reach yet again. But I'm going to bring up Jason Nacy, who heads up our athlete and sponsorship program for USANA, for a special report. Jason?
Hey, Dan and Yura. It's good to be here. We have some exciting athlete news to share. We just scored a brand new partnership with the PBA, the Philippines Basketball Association. USANA is now the official multivitamin for the league, a slam dunk of a partnership that we're absolutely thrilled about. And now it's time to hear from a few more of our professional athletes in the Asia-Pacific region to find out why they trust and choose to partner with USANA and how they maintain their championship mindset. In this AP Athlete Round Robin, we hear from Chinon Junhoon, Olympic medalist and Malaysia's first diving world champion in 10-meter platform event, Welson Sim, the first Malaysian male swimmer to qualify for the Olympics, bullseye archer Luis Gabriel Montereno. She's the first representative of the Philippines to clinch a gold medal for a mixed team in the Summer Youth Olympics. And since we just announced our partnership with the Philippines Basketball Association, I also caught up with professional basketball player Vince Tolentino, one of the superstars from the PBA. Let's roll the tape.
Today we're fortunate to have a handful of super talented USANA athletes with us, and they're going to answer 3 questions for all of you watching at home. The first question, why do you trust your health to USANA?
Before I consumed USANA, I saw this brand in major tournaments. So on top of that, some of my friends also recommended me USANA supplements. So I did some research online, and I found out thousands of high-profile athletes are consuming it, so I give it a try.
I've been with USANA for a while, and I've been able to test out different products, and I can really see that it benefits my energy levels.
Well, as an athlete, I need to know, and I should be sure of what I take inside my body. And I know with USANA's vitamins and supplements that I am in good hands. And because I know that USANA is the best in the market. And that's why I only trust USANA.
As an athlete, consuming supplements is a must for me. My friend introduced USANA and I realized it really helps my recovery. Thousands of USANA athletes are consuming USANA. So, I'm very happy to be part of this family.
Amazing, thank you. I think the take home here is that USANA is NSF certified for sport, so our athletes don't have to worry about failing a drug test. Next question, overcoming adversity is at the heart of being a champion. Please share a moment where you had to recover from a setback.
One of the more recent adversities that I had to face was when I sprained my ankle during the season and I was out for 2 months. I found it very difficult because it took me out of my daily routine and I couldn't do things like working out or even attending practice. But as time passed and I continued to work hard and stay focused on recovering my ankle, I was able to rejoin practice, and I remember that I found a sense of joy going to that practice, especially because I was able to overcome a hurdle and recover from an injury.
I faced many difficulties due to injuries from training and tournaments, but that is just a process for being a champion. So being resilient is the key to recover from a setback.
To be a champion is not an easy task. The difficult moments that I've been through is the motivation that keeps me move on to be the best. Resilience is the key to recover from a setback.
I think that's at the heart of all elite athletes and successful entrepreneurs. Understanding that these setbacks will only make you stronger. Okay, last question. How do you challenge others to live their best lives?
I would say that I challenge others to live their best lives by having a positive mindset and leading by example. When somebody sees another person achieve their goal, they start to believe that anything is possible. And when you have that mentality, you start to try new things and get out of your comfort zone. And that is one way you can live your best life.
Well, I believe in personal growth, and every time I do something new, I feel uncomfortable. But for me, that is a good sign that I feel that way, because that means I am doing something different, I'm doing something new, and I am on that path of growth. And I think that is one advice that I would like to tell everyone on how to live their best lives is just keep on going, try something new, and keep on growing.
These amazing athletes have given us some great advice. I hope all of you watching were inspired and have learned something from our USANA athletes. Now, I have a bonus question for Vince, since he's at the heart of one of our most recent partnerships. Vince, what do you think about the new partnership USANA has with the Philippines Basketball Association?
I'm very excited for the USANA and PBA partnership. I feel that USANA has a lot to offer as far as essential nutrients and vitamins that will allow PBA players to perform at their highest level. Many opportunities for both organizations, and I look forward to what the future has in store.
Our Global Athlete Program is something special. It's a privilege to celebrate years of excellence in athletics. USANA may have started in 1992, but our first athlete partnership didn't happen until 1999. It is truly inspiring to see how far we've come since then. The USANA roster continues to grow because athletes around the world know they can trust us with their nutritional supplementation. We are also committed to that trust. We back it with a $1 million athlete guarantee. And one last bulletin to share, just in case you haven't already heard. Last year, we became the title sponsor of the state-of-the-art training facility for the U.S. ski and snowboard team. It's now called the USANA Center of Excellence.
This is literally a game changer for premier athletes around the world. It's the kind of facility that helps us go for gold.
It's not just cool. It looks very cool. Nice job, Jason. I'll tell you, with this partnership, we plan to work closely with the sports science staff and the organization's top skiers and snowboarders on new product research and areas for development. Our research and development team will conduct 2 to 3 clinical studies annually to measure the effects on our supplements in elite athletes, with the goal to support their athletic performance metrics, help maintain their immune systems while traveling, and assist with healthy, quality sleep, all necessary for optimal performance and recovery. Jason, thanks for joining us with his great athlete updates.
Catch you guys later.
Witnessing all this makes me so grateful to be part of this amazing USANA family.
Well, it's an honor to have you as part of our USANA team. And speaking of the USANA family, it's time to hear from you. We wanted you to have a chance to ask Yura your questions in the live chat feature below. In the meantime, let's start with a few video questions. Fitting that the first question, of course, comes out of Korea. Let's check this one out.
유라 선수, 운동이 너무 하기 싫거나 쉬고 싶을 때가 있을 텐데 그러지 못할 때 어떤 식으로 마인드 컨트롤하는지 궁금합니다.
Well, staying motivated all the time is extremely difficult. Sometimes my body aches or I can't get my eyes to open in the morning. But once I reground myself and come back to the realization that I'm training today because I want to become a better athlete tomorrow, I'm ready to go again.
And I think there's a lot of people with the USANA business who would like to, to stop doing something or don't want to push forward. You got to push forward if you want to hit your goals, right?
Absolutely.
So let's take a look at another question that's come to us here on the video.
I just want to know how to manage the stress and perform your best. Thank you.
For me, it's important to stay positive in any situation. Whether I'm injured or exhausted physically or emotionally, I do my best to just be thankful for the opportunity to perform. But most of the time, I'm not always 100%, honestly, but as long as I stay focused on my goals, I can manage the daily stresses.
She's been 100% every minute she's been here, trust me. You can see the determined person in there. So let's roll on to our next question.
Athletes require a lot of energy and nutrients to stay in shape.
What does your diet and nutrition plan look like when you're bulking up or getting in shape during training?
Well, as an ice dancer, my goal is not to bulk up as a gift to my partner who does have to lift me, but my dance partner does have to stay physically strong while competing. As for me, as a proud sponsored USANA athlete, I drink the NutriMeal shakes to get a quick meal between sessions, but mainly it's important not to skip meals and eat healthy throughout the day.
That's really a key thing you brought up. Eat healthy, stay active. It's about lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So, and you absolutely live that, so thank you. All right, let's take another question here.
Hi, Yuramin. ผมสรายุทธ โดนชัยภูมิ นักธุรกิจ USANA ประเทศไทย หากคุณสามารถย้อนอดีตไปได้ คุณจะกลับไปแก้ไขอะไรครับ ขอบคุณครับ
Whew, that is a packed question. On a deeper level of the meaning of life, I would like to say that I would want to create world peace. But on a personal level, I do wish I had the knowledge that I have now when I started my career. I definitely would have been able to become a more well-rounded athlete.
If I had to go back, I would be a nice dancer.
Absolutely. We could have been partners.
I don't think that's going to happen. All right, let's go to our next question here.
Hi, Yura. Did you always dream about becoming an athlete since you were a kid?
Absolutely, actually. I was the crazy kid in the neighborhood that would bike and scooter and swim and try all the crazy toys that my friends had. And I knew my path would be in athletics back then, but I just wasn't sure which one it would be.
I think an interesting thing I pull out of that is trying different things. I think you can get stuck in a zone, and if you can branch out and experience more things, it's very exciting. So let's go to our next question here.
你點樣去保持對溜冰嘅熱情啦，同埋積極嘅態度嘅呢？有冇一刻想過放棄呢？
I'm sure many athletes or even people in different career paths have had the thought of giving up. There were many times I almost quit, but the person I have to thank for continually pushing me to become greater is my mom. Without her support, I wouldn't be standing here today. And she was definitely the definition of a tiger mom, but she pushed me to become the best in my sport and stay passionate about skating.
Yes, we talked about that earlier. It's nice to have someone there to help you along.
Yep.
Whether you're building a business or whether you're a professional athlete, I think someone to motivate and keep you focused is good. So now, if you got some time, we're going to jump to some questions from the live chat. So our first question is from Fabian in Singapore. What is your favorite USANA product?
First of all, I have to say I love Singapore. I was there for the USANA convention. Literally fell in love with it. I could move there in a heartbeat. So to answer your question, my favorite USANA product is probably the sports pack the health pack, because so when you're on the go all the time, when you have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you have to go training, the last thing you want to do is try and like open up 16 different vitamin bottles and throw it in your mouth. So I have them in my car. I have them in my pockets. I probably have some in my pockets right now. So just the convenience of them is amazing.
And that right there should be a sales pitch. Anyway, well done. Let's take our next question from Aiko in California. She has an 11-year-old son who asks, what made you want to enter the Olympics?
I mean, the Olympics is every kid's dream, I feel like, when you're a kid. Like, I remember when I was 8 years old, I was watching the Winter Games, and I was like, wow, you know what? I want to be there someday. I don't know what it was going to be. I was like, maybe skiing, maybe snowboarding, but just being able to perform and be amongst the best in the world is something that I've wanted since I was a child. And it's amazing that I was able to accomplish that. But I had the big goal of course, getting to the Olympics, but it was about accomplishing the small goals in hand to get there.
Yeah, having a goal and pursuing it. That applies to many things in life. Let's move on. We've got one from Korea. Hyuju, how do you manage your mindset before competition?
So what's really important for me is music. So I'm always jamming out to music no matter where I am, even when I'm asleep or when I'm like about to get on the ice. I like to listen to like hardcore rap music before I get on the ice, just to like get me pumped up to get out there and like, you know, pump up some Macklemore, get out there. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, when I'm trying to get into the competition mindset, I just try and pump myself up as much as I can.
That's great. Okay. Min Young in Korea asks, how do you manage your diet when you're not competing?
Oh, so there is a lot of athletes, I'm sure they can agree with this. When you're off season, you go crazy, you start eating like crazy. You're like, you know what, I'm gonna get into shape later. But it's important to keep your keep the lifestyle that you've had during competition outside of competition as well. I've made the mistake of not doing that and like going on vacation, like spring break and like eating donuts and stuff, but which is great, but it's hard to get back into it. So it's really important to just keep that consistent.
Okay, I think we've got time for one more question. Let's look at Mila in Thailand. What is the best message you use to share USANA with other elite athletes?
The best message to share in approaching other
elite athletes.
Let's see. I mean, approaching other elite athletes, like when I'm at a convention, or just.
I think she's like, what is the one thing that really draws you to USANA? What's the big message that you would share with people? Why USANA?
Oh, gotcha. Sorry, I didn't understand that. But I mean, USANA has the best products. USANA has, I mean, look at this, like this convention that they were able to put together. This is absolutely amazing. The way that USANA is able to adapt with the times, the technology, and the product is astounding. I mean, I've been with USANA for 4 years now, and just watching the evolution of the company is insane, actually. And I'm just like so happy to be able to be a part of USANA family.
Now you're a co-host. So
yeah, oh my gosh.
Well, we want to thank you all for the great questions. There's many more. Unfortunately, we just don't have the time. But I would like to give a very big thank you to my co-host, Yura Min. She's amazing.
Thank you, Dan. It's been a pleasure.
And that's all the time we have right now. But coming up next, the best tools to build your business. All About Business starts in just a few minutes. So what do you think, Yura? Should we just skate off into the sunset?
You should put that joke on ice, Dan.
And there you go. We'll see you all soon. Thanks, everybody.
This has been a USANA Athletes Special Report. Thanks for watching, and stay right here for the next general session.
I say hello to the champion. I say